I'm going to dive into introducing our guests. For those of you who don't know, I'm Colby. My mom Eva and I are partners. Dylan, my brother, is on this call as well. And we've been hosting these Monday masterminds as a way to plug into community, meet new agents, and bring people together, twice a month. And every call we have different guests who join us. This week we have Tuana and Lesan, who are agents and team leaders in Detroit. They closed, I think it was 216 units in 2023 alone, making them a mega icon team at EXP, number 6 team in Michigan, number 1 team in Detroit. They run a team of over 40 realtors and have launched a collaboration group that has 130 agents that closed over 750 homes, I believe, in 2021. And so they are just extremely successful in the business that they've built. And they're here to share with us today a little bit about how they've built community and how they've built their business by coming from contribution, and just share with you, what works for them and how you can take that back and apply it to your own business. So let me let a few more people in. But without further ado, if you two want to introduce yourselves and dive into the presentation, we are ready for you.
Okay, are you gonna, okay, let me see if I can
You have to share.
You should be able to share your screen.
Together here. Share the screen. Yep, go to present.
Cole, while we're waiting for them to just get their screen, oh, looks like it's there. Just want to remind everybody, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. This will be, maybe a 15-20 minute presentation, and then we'll open it up for questions, and we'll look for anything that's in the chat, or just raise your hand. We're happy to make it as interactive as possible. I will add to what Colby said, because some people weren't even here before. I was fortunate to meet these two in an in-person mastermind where they spoke and shared the amazing things that they do with their business, and how they grow their business through their community. And that's what drew me to ask them to do this. And I'm so thankful that they have agreed. So without further ado, I will hand it over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Eva. Thank you for the invite. I'm glad you opened this up to us. We love masterminds. So go ahead, Lesan.
Yeah, thank you again for the invite. Thank you so much. I am Lesan of Team Peterson Jackson. My superpower is mentorship, team building, systems. I want to put style, I guess. Professionalism and our team culture.
And I Tuana Jackson. I would like you guys to, if you give a chance, to follow me. I have great fun on social media.
She does.
So either on Facebook or TikTok. Lesan handles our Instagram page. I would say my superpowers in real estate are closing. I believe in getting to the closing table, because like, what else did they hire us for? Marketing knowledge. We have a client-centric service. We really put our clients first. Adaptability and networking has got me thus far in real estate. Lesan is going to give a little bit about us as a team. Uh-oh. Yeah. Let's talk about our session goals first before you get into the history.
Okay.
What we hope to get out of this session and what we hope to share with you is a little bit about us and how we were able to use just these basic principles to grow our business to the magnitude that you guys have heard. We want to talk about how to foster relationships beyond the transaction. We want to talk about how we created our shared space and how we develop our shared space to be more of a collaboration space between other agents, and how we engage and work with our local community. So there you go.
All right, a little bit about the history of Team Peterson Jackson. Before entering real estate, Tuana was in service with the state of Michigan. She is also an Army veteran. An injury from the Army, from the U.S. Army, caused her to have to retire from the state of Michigan around about 2014. She had numerous surgeries. And to get to her job, she worked in Lansing, which is about an hour, 15 minutes outside of where we were living at the time. So because of Tuana always loved to help people. She's always on the phone, solving people problems and doing everything in the world for people. I was like, you should be a real estate agent. You love to help people. You love to solve people problems, because she was so bored. And I would come home to just crazy stuff. Kids, dog sitters, just all type of things that was happening in the house because she was bored and she had nothing to do. But, it had to be something that coincide with her therapy and recovery. So I was like, you should be a real estate agent because it could work around everything that you're going through. So she got a real estate license. And this was in 2016, little did I know that I knew she would be really good at it, but I didn't know she was going to make so much money at it. So she came to me and she was like, I need some help. And I was like, sorry, I have a job. So she was like, no, you don't understand. I need some help. And I was like, so y'all don't understand. I had a good Black girl job. I was an IT project manager for a Fortune 500 stockbrokerage firm. I had a good job. Nobody bothered me. I sat in my office. People left me alone, and I did what I do, right? Making six figures, great Black girl job, right? No, I need you to help me. You don't understand. I got too many clients. Oh, honey, that's a personal problem. You're great, but I have a job. So one day she was still like, she was at Keller Williams at the time. She came and she just dropped a bunch of checks on my desk because they used to give out paper checks. And I started flipping through the checks and I was like, oh, you do need some help, don't you? When I saw exactly how much money it was. So I went and got my license, and the rest is history. So I kind of eased up out of that good Black girl job. So that was 2017 when I got licensed. In 2018, I was still working and we sold over 100 units together. We joined EXP in 2019. And then in 2020, I really don't remember what happened. The world kind of went to hell. So
we were making money though.
We were making money, but I really don't know. I remember. I don't remember. In 2021, we achieved like 10 million in sales, and we became icon agents. And hold on, let me go back a little bit. In 2019, we joined EXP Realty, and we formed the Real Estate Collaboration, which is Tuana and I downline at EXP. So our collaboration was formed because we wanted to create something different. When Tuana and I first got into real estate, we had absolutely no help. We had no one to ask questions of. We had no one to train us. Everything that we learned, we had to self-teach or pay. Like all of this wonderful training that they said that you got at the company, we didn't experience that. We had to actually pay people to teach us things, or we had to watch YouTube or order a book or whatever it is. We had to, as the kids say now, we had to get it out the mud. So we didn't want that. And other people in our market, in our area, was having the same problem. So we started the real estate collaboration so that agents would not have that problem, that we were going to teach each other, we were going to learn, we were going to share knowledge, and we were going to collaborate together. So that's how the real estate collaboration was born. And once people heard about us, they started flocking to us. Like, oh my God, you train, you share knowledge. Oh, you help us. Yeah. You offer help. So because that wasn't a thing from where we were from. And so in 2021, we achieved 10 million in sales. In 2022, we just blew up. Things were getting so busy. The real estate collaboration grew, and we spent the majority of our time training new agents. Tuana and our business, it was out of control. I ended up resigning from my job because I no longer could handle the job and handle the growth. Even though I was like in the back office, nobody knew I really worked there anymore. It just it was
red stapler guy.
It just wasn't worth it. So we formed a team because we were really being team leaders because we had such an abundance of leads. We were just handing them out. So we formed Team Peterson Jackson, and in 2022, our sales, we didn't grow because Tuana and I wasn't really selling anything. We were just trying to get our hands around being team leaders, running the real estate collaboration and everything. So we did like 10.6 million in sales that year. But once we learned how to become team leaders and manage the real estate collaboration and all of this growth that we were experiencing, in 2023, we did 25 million in sales and we sold 216 units. This year we have done 120 units so far. So we are probably going to do well over 400 units this year. So that's where we are. And we just moved in. This is our third collaborative workspace that we've moved in. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. So our first collaborative workspace was about 600 square feet. Our second one was about 3,000 square feet. And we just moved into a 7,000 square feet building. And this is our third collaborative workspace. And we're going to talk about that.
Wow.
And we are one of EXP top 250 teams too.
And number one.
And we're the number one in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
And if you look on there, those top 3 teams, go back for a minute. They are all in the real estate. Go forward. 1, 2, and 3, they are all in the real estate collaboration. Team Peterson Jackson, the Elevated Collective, and the Danielle Dunham Collective, they are all the real estate collaboration teams.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
That's a little bit about us. And how do we get there? Just really continuing that communication and opening the lines of communication throughout the transaction. And I realized very early that when you do a real estate transaction, you meet a lot of people. Like, have anybody ever thought about how many people that you meet in one single transaction, or how many different jobs that you touch? I had talked to someone about that, and I got to adding it up, and I'm like, man, by the time you talk to the inspector, title, the agent, a lawyer, the family members, the closer, the person's admin, their office staff, we have ran into 8 or 9 different people just from one transaction. So I wanted to maximize each of those relationships, because when you meet someone, they're like, oh my God, we have this in common, or oh my God, I love you for this, or you make sure you have a great experience with them. So one of the first things that I brought into the business was having networking events. And I mean, it was like, at the time, we were probably spending about $30 for our networking events because we had a little small space. So it was like, hey, you guys, come up to the office. Let's talk about wholesaling, or let's talk about deals. And we would invite any agent that we had, or we would go out to a bar or something, and we would sit there and talk. And we noticed that it would increase people knowing about Team Peterson Jackson. And at the time, it was Toana and Lesan. Oh yeah, I'm going over to Tuana and Lesan's spot. We're going to sit up and we're going to talk about deals or something. So our expert status, our local expert status, kind of raised up. What we also did, we would follow up and we would check in with the people from the deal. And I'm not talking, hey, we closed the deal last month. I'm talking, hey, I friended them on social media, and I realized that your kid now attends and is doing shot put down the street. It was their other part of their life. So I will become involved with them. I also, now I don't know about New York, but in Detroit, everybody has a hustle. Everyone is selling something. Everyone knows someone that does something. And so I refer business out, whether it's to the client that's there, to the other inspector, to the attorney that I met on there. I make sure I want to send them a client, because if you send someone a client, they're going to send you one back. Okay, we have appreciation events. Our appreciation events are classic. We did trunk or treat last year where we just decided, hey, everybody bring up some candy and bring your car up to the office, and we'll put out on social media that we're giving candy away for Halloween. And instead of them going around, kids going around the neighborhoods, they just drive up through the parking lot. We got a DJ, which was an agent who said, hey, I want to learn how to DJ, you know, so we all kind of just throw in things together and we're able to have these large scale events. I'm pretty sure we had about two or 300 kids there because we ran out of hot dogs and hamburgers several times. We had to keep going back to the store, but we reached out to our local contractors that are our vendors. We talked to our inspectors that we have met over the time, and they're giving out, oh yeah, Tuana, I'll bring the hot dogs up, or I'll cook, or I have a grill. Let me come and let me help with the community. We do ongoing education, not just for our inspectors and having lunch and learns, but we do ongoing education about, hey, have you guys realized what you can put on your front yard now? You know, hey, it's Michigan, you should be cleaning out your gutters. It's that time. All of our clients, we have a home management support program by letting them know we know plumbers, electricians. Our vendor list is amazing. We get out and we meet these people. And again, engage regularly on social media. Social media was the very first thing that I started with in real estate. When I remember going to my first brokers and they were like, how do you plan on selling real estate? You're not even from Detroit. And I'm not. I'm from Pontiac, little town north. And I said, well, I'm just going to get on Facebook and tell everybody I know how to sell houses. And it works. Engage with people on Facebook.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I think, you know, so often we just like assume that our community knows what we do, but it's so important to be constantly reminding and engaging because, like, you think about what your friends' jobs are, you probably can't name half of them, and it's no different for us. So it's really, really important to put yourself out there, right?
Yes, you have to have everyone should know what you do, when you do it, and how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am getting ready to do a class with one of our clients that's also a yogi. Does they call it yogi? Yeah. And so she's going to come and teach some stress relief techniques to the realtors in the office because everybody's so stressed out, right? So she's going to come and teach some breathing and some stretching techniques and things like that. So that's going to, you know, pour into her business. She's going to put it on her social media that she was there. We're going to put it on our social media, and it's going to help her. It's going to help us, and, you know, and it's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, it's going to be some great marketing.
Yeah.
Before we move away, I wanted to just add, Tuana, you mentioned that you get a lot of people to collaborate with you on your events. So I'm taking it that you're not talking really high budget events because people are contributing, correct?
Correct. We do have now once a year, we do go all out, and it is a high budget event once a year.
Just once a year.
So, but on our it really doesn't take a lot
of trunk or treat is like
what, $500 a person on trunk or treat. That's a lot of candy you can get for $500. And if you have 50 or 60 people all spending about $500 or $600, it's a lot of kids that you can service. So it's really just putting that out like, hey, you guys, we're going to do this. We years ago, I remember my father, whenever we had the when they made Juneteenth a national holiday, I remember my father calling me and LaShawn and was like, hey, I want to do something. And I was like, okay. So we just decided to go get a whole bunch of fireworks. And he opened up the church parking lot and we shot off fireworks, and we had people calling, are you guys shooting off fireworks on the south side of town? I was like, yeah, can you see them? Oh, I should have thought about this, you know? So we just started shooting off fireworks, and they still are asking us to come back and do another fireworks show. I was like, I know that I didn't even realize I did that many. I was just coming to shoot a couple, you know, but it was the agents like, oh, I have some too. I have some too. And I mean, all night we had a little event over there for them, and it didn't take much at all.
I love that. Trunk or treat. I like the name too.
Trunk or treat.
Yeah, people really into it, decorating their trunks and So you decorate your trunks, you know, in a theme, and like they really get into it. So it was a good time. Like we were out there for at least it's only lasts like 2 hours, but we were out there for like 5.
I love that.
We're all dressed up. It's a good time.
Great community event. And
Yes.
you just need a parking lot.
Yes.
Priscilla, did you want to chime in?
Yes, I have a question. I'm from New York. How much did you spend on your big event? I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, the
But
big
what
one,
is
our Christmas party event. It could get up to about 25, 26,000.
What?
Wow.
But we also have vendor participation. As long as you're RESPA compliant,
Yes.
then you can get assistance, which you know they can pay for half.
Okay. Thank you.
But we know that that's an event that we know that we want to do for our agents every year. So we definitely budget for that every year because this also serves as like our holiday party and our awards party every year. So we definitely know that that's going to be an expense that we have to incur. So we prepare for that every year.
And that's for your clients, correct?
No, that one is for the agents.
That's for the agents. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're an attractor, that matters.
Yes. So I believe you had introduced us as having 130 in our downline. We're at 189.
191.
191 now. So what we realize is when we build our business, it's more, yes, we build transactional based business, but because we are from EXP, we know that revenue share is a large part of what you can accomplish over here. So we make sure not only the events and the attraction and the principles that we're using to go out and get clients, we also use those same tools to get agents. So it's actually a conscious part of our business.
Excellent. I wanted to go back for 1 second before you move on, if we have time,
yes.
to just comment about, I think especially for newer agents, to the point that I think Tuana made about being vocal on social media and telling people what you do. Colby pointing out that, you know, you don't even know what all your friends do. When I first got into real estate, it was maybe 3 or 4 years that I was practicing real estate, and I was on the softball field, and a mom came up to me and said, "Oh, are you still doing that?" And I thought, wow, she doesn't know I'm doing that. And I think part of the reason is as a newer agent, we tend to feel like we're bothering people, telling them what we do, or, you know, we don't want to like vomit real estate in everybody's face. But I think that, you know, if you find a way to do it that isn't like, you know, really obnoxious, but do it, it is so important.
We even wear our shirts. And I learned that from Simon when we were in New York. I'm like, Simon, all of your clothes have your brand on them. And when you think about it, like it's not, you know, screaming out loud that I'm a realtor, but you know Simon's a realtor because he wears it on his jacket, it's on his pants. I'm like, how did you get pants to say you're a realtor? You know,
you never have to worry about what to wear.
You know, and our team now has team jackets.
And team polos.
Team polos. And they're just really putting the brand on. So you can say it without saying it. And that is great to just even walking around the neighborhood in t-shirts. You know, people remember it.
I had someone recommend to me once, if you're the type of agent who like goes to a coffee shop and does work, or like maybe travels and like is in a hotel, getting a big sticker to go on the back of your laptop that says, "I'm a real estate agent, ask me about the market." Just a way to start conversation, you know?
Just having those conversations, right. And it opens it up. It opens it up. So we have been, LaShawn was explaining that we quickly realized that we could not continue, we can't do business out of our house because our team likes to be around us. So we had to have a space. You know, we like collaborating. We like our team to be around us. And it's just always been a big part of our business. in our very first office, when we decided we was going to do this, we did it with Danielle Dunham, who has a team within the real estate collaboration. And LaShawn, was it 600 square feet was our office. And that little 600 square feet, man, we rocked it out.
That's
it was 3 desks in there, and we had groups and classes and everything you can imagine. And that very first top one is one of the spaces that where we first started our real estate.
So do you have full-time support staff to help you handle all of your events per year? And just to put it in perspective, how many events are you having a year?
So events per year, we do, I would say 5.
We do about 6 events. We do about 6 events a year. We have 2 admins, 2 VAs, and then we have a transaction coordinator. So we do have full-time staff.
Okay. And the events that you do outside of what you mentioned just now, I know when you spoke at Simon's event, you talked a lot about, you know, the kind of the giving back to community piece and all of that. I might be usurping your presentation here, so if I am, just
she's gonna talk. She's gonna talk about
I'll let
that.
you go.
That's on the next slide.
Yeah.
Tuana's gonna talk. She's gonna get a little bit deeper into that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to talk about our workspace a little bit and how you can, if you don't have a workspace, how you can afford to have one. So we have like Tuana said, we started off in a 600 square foot workspace, and then we moved to 3,000 when we just moved out of that one. And now we have almost 7,000 square foot space. We have in that space, every agent in the real estate collaboration has access to come there and work. They have access to the printers. They have access to, they can go into one of the rooms and they can bring their clients there and do client consultations. Now we do have office space that they can rent per month if it's available. And inside of our office, we have 2 lenders, a title company, an attorney, and who else is in there? No, okay, no, she's not there anymore.
Yeah,
we also have a content room that's specifically for creating content. We have a desk area that the agents, they can lease a desk, and that's their desk for the month. No one else can sit there unless they say it's okay. And then we have the board of directors. They have their own desk. So, and then we have a big training area. And then we have something called the living room, and we have closing rooms. We have an open kitchen with snacks. So how can we do that? We do that through collaboration. So everybody that's in the office pays their share. They pay their share. We all collaborate on the cost of the workspace, and it works out well. And so therefore it's giving our agents an opportunity to have a place to go. I know, like with EXP, we don't have brick and mortar offices, but if you are a leader, there are ways, and you want to know more, you know, feel free to get in touch with us, and we can give you some tips on how you can make that happen, you know, for your agents, because you can have a brick and mortar office. It doesn't have to be an EXP office. It can be a workspace. We chose to go the workspace route. We didn't want we didn't want to have a traditional EXP office. We wanted more of a workspace because we wanted control over our space, and that's what we went for.
And the difference with that really, right, is that with the workspace, it's more for the agents to collaborate and maybe take meetings there versus the other one, which would be like front facing, like someone could walk by and be a potential client and come in.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then it would have the EXP signage and all that. You can have it. They do have brick and mortar EXP offices here. Some people have went for that. And then you have to follow the corporate guidelines on how those are ran. But we kind of wanted to do our own thing, so we went for the collaborative workspace.
That makes sense.
Yes.
That's good to know you have options.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have 2 closing rooms, so all the agents, they have a place to come and close. They have a place to meet. We have whiteboards, we have TVs. They can have masterminds, they can have trainings. If they wanted to have home buying seminars there, they can. We have all the technology for them to use. We don't charge for those things. The only thing that they have to pay for is if they want an office or if they want a desk to be theirs. Everything else is free to them if they are in the collaboration. We have a relaxation room. We're still building it out. We call it the living room, and it has couches. It's going to have a game console in it, a couple game consoles. It's going to have like a little bar in it, so they can relax and mastermind with each other and just relax. It's going to be like no clients allowed, no just agents only type space. So I should have that completed this week. And I will send you guys pictures so you'll be able to see it. But we're real excited about our new space. And like I said, this is all free to the agents except for those that have offices. And I think it's a couple of our people in here. They'll tell you they are in love with the new space. I can't keep them out of it. We take Mondays. We don't work in the office on Mondays. Monday is our quiet day, is to bang out things. So we kind of, work from home on those days. But I can guarantee you that there are at least 10 or 20 agents in that office right now. So it definitely has increased productivity.
Gives you that space to be away from home, someplace to go.
Yeah.
And again, something big with us, and we're very mission-based business here. One thing we didn't mention is that the city of Detroit has a very low average sales price. As far as when you look across the United States.
Mm-hmm.
In the city of Detroit, the average sales price right now is $84,000. I believe either when we last spoke, it was around 72. So we're on up. Now we are surrounded by other larger cities that have higher sales prices and other municipalities, of course. But
nothing like New York, though.
Nothing like
or LA.
You can afford to live in Michigan, so you guys think about getting summer homes here. Our average sales price in Michigan is about $250,000. So even the state as a whole, with all these beautiful lakes and this wonderful land and things like that, we do have a lower sales price here. So affordability is key. And one thing that really propelled our business was the fact that we engage with our local community about those things that make Michigan so great. And so we sponsored the local sports team. Our headquarters is in Southfield. Southfield is a suburb of Detroit, the northern suburb of Detroit. It touches the Detroit border. We like Southfield because the literal motto of the city is the center of it all. So their fame is that you could be in Southfield and be at the center of the Metro Detroit area, and either way you go, you're gonna make it. Mm-hmm. So I figured if I'm gonna sell real estate, I need to be right at the middle so I can sell it in all directions. So that was our choice for choosing Southfield. Last year we sponsored the Southfield football team. They went on to become the state champions for the first time ever. So I would like to think we had a little good luck to do with that. So we decided we were going to join the Chamber of Commerce with Southfield. So now we do coffee with the local businesses. We have to host in the office. The mayor is going to come over. So check out your Chamber of Commerce. They actually give you things when you have a little office space in the city. I would just even just join the Chamber of Commerce because they have an events page that they invite you to different events in your local area.
Or some of the chamber businesses will allow you to host events at their place of business.
Yes.
Because they want the traffic.
Yes.
So become friends with your local chamber members. Yeah. I mean, like free of charge. Like you can definitely have something at my coffee shop. I will give you the space. I will give you what you need. I'll even give you some discount, the free coffee. if they buy some donuts, definitely make friends with them.
Make friends with your local chambers. Support local businesses. So one thing that we do is on Thursday, we have a round table with our team.
Mm-hmm.
And so every Thursday we all get to eat together. So we learn, we have lunch, and then we'll do another training or we'll have fellowship. When we decide what we're going to eat, we always order from either a local restaurant or someone who does a trap kitchen. I don't know. Do you have trap kitchens in New York?
No.
Where it's cooking out their house? They're advertising.
I've never heard of that. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm a new agent.
Has anybody heard of that?
I live in California. I've never heard of that.
So that's what we call them. We call them trap kitchens, like a trap house or whatever. But people starting restaurants at home or starting meal prep services at home.
But they have buildings like DoorDash. A lot of people who DoorDash or Uber Eats, they have these buildings that are not restaurants, but they're like industrial kitchens. Mm-hmm. Like here, they call them trap kitchens.
But they can rent them out, and then they'll say, "Hey, I'm
like they're certified by the health department and stuff." But
they'll rent the industrial kitchen out, and they'll put on social media, "Hey, I'm cooking oxtails and rice today on Thursday. How many do you want to order?" So we'll go through and we'll look to see if there are any local businesses that we can support. There's one we've been supporting her for probably a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of start following her. I was like, oh my God, her food looks amazing. And people would actually show up to her house and order food. She has now opened her restaurant. And it'll be opening. She'll have she's having a soft grand opening this week.
I love that.
Still order food for them. Those people, when they make it, they shout you out from the mountaintops as being supporters. So that's how you gather Raven fans. So support the small businesses. You want people to support you, you support them right back. We host happy hours. Sometimes we have friends that are party promoters, and we'll say, oh, Tuana, come to my party. I'm like, no, I can't come to the party, but what I will do is I'll buy maybe a roll of drinks or something. Just go on the mic and say, support Team Peterson Jackson, and they do it. So you have a whole group of people that you don't have to be there. Hey, you guys, support Team Peterson Jackson. They're buying this round, and they'll go out and give them a couple drinks. Pass out cards and things like that. They love that. We do neighborhood tours, LaShawn and I, when it gets warm around Michigan. So by doing our neighborhood tours, we do that by e-bike. I don't know if you guys have e-bikes, but I would suggest getting one because you can do your neighborhood tour a lot faster. So my technology is the e-bike and a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses, and I put them on and push the Ray-Ban stories, and that's how I get my content and talk about what's going on in my local neighborhood. Social media. I can't state it enough. Utilize it, show what you see, show why you like the community, show where you live. You don't have to show your house, but show why you chose to live where you live. And people will definitely contact you about that. And when we think about advertisement, LaShawn and I like to do the local papers, not necessarily the big, the news or the Detroit News or Free Press, but like the Southfield Gazette or the Farmington Hills, Circular Sun. So the smaller newspapers and the smaller press, because I found that the people that read that actually reach out to the advertisers in there. They appreciate it. So hopefully you guys took a couple of notes on that, on ways to engage with your local community.
On your advertising in local papers, are you just doing a regular ad, just, about who you are and your volume and what you do, or?
So how I do mine, I actually have them write a story that's dealing with something. So we'll advertise during Veterans Day in November about our company and what we've done as being a disabled woman-owned veteran. So they'll come and they'll do a story that way. And then it may be something in June we do for LGBT month. So we try to do it around so it's not like salesy. I don't want to be salesy too much. I just want people to basically get to know me, get to know the team. Of course, you're going to increase your exposure that way. And so when people see it, they already have an idea of who you are and what you do.
They're going to read those articles and call you with questions. It's pretty cool.
It sounds like everything that you guys do is centered around people getting to know you. Is that true? Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything is around getting to know us and
Yeah.
getting people to interact with us, including this. This is like the last thing that we've done to get people to interact with us. We put up some billboards around the city. And we get tagged in these billboards a couple of times a day. People tag us or we get a tag. So if you go down our social media pages, you'll see us getting tagged where people see the billboards up and they talk about them. Yeah.
I love your logo. It's clever.
We have one with just the team, and then we have one with Tuana and myself. So they're loving the billboards.
Does anybody else here have a billboard?
Sometimes like I see like not park benches, but bus benches.
Yeah.
My coach, he didn't want us to do it. He was like, it's kind of self-serving. It's, but all the big realtors here, like all the mega realtors here have them. I'm like, it has to be something to it. I just want to try it. He was like, it's self-serving. You don't need that. I was like, I want to try it. And I see why they do it, because like our client base, they love it. Like they just tag us all day in it. So like my nephew went and my young nephew, he went and made a rap video in front of it. My aunties. It was just
people can make less jokes about a billboard, I think, than the shopping carts or the benches, because I remember years ago, people making comments about how realtors are on the carts or on the benches and just making fun. But I think the billboard idea is a great idea. I would have guessed that it was really expensive. Is it?
It is.
Yes.
The big one is stupid.
And
the little
one doesn't even want to say.
It is. I think it's expensive compared to doing it on Facebook for free for so many years. So really investing into your marketing is going to be a cost. So you definitely have to look at the return on investment that you're getting and what you're doing with it. With that, the billboards is just for brand exposure to us. At this point, I think we've only had one that I can actually trace back to say, I'm calling you because I seen the billboard. We got the billboard in May. We put them up in April. So we only have a little bit of data right now, but so far only one and they did come pre-approved. So hey, but the number of people that have seen it and have that logo now that they'll be able to recognize it is what we're looking for with that.
Sure.
So, you have to know what your goal is and what you're trying to do with it. And I wouldn't suggest like going out and purchasing a billboard for anybody.
I would not.
No, do not recommend unless you have already laid the groundwork up to. I know those people and have someone can have a conversation about you.
What made me prompted another thing that prompted me to do it is that my daughter had sent us a referral. She was trying to get us a referral for one of her clients' grandmother, and she went with one of the popular like TV realtors here because she was like, well, he's more popular. I've never heard of them. I was like, what do you mean she's never heard of us? Never. What do you mean? So I was like, okay,
I'll show her.
Show her.
I'll show her how popular I am.
I mean, like we never got the chance to even sit with her because she had never heard of us. So
gotta let people know who you are.
She went with the popular dude. So I was like,
so
okay.
Unless anybody has any immediate questions, I just want to say two things, and we'll jump right there then. First of all, I didn't notice, and our fault, probably our bad. We didn't tell people to put their information in the chat. And if you do that, and after the fact, we're able to share the recording, anybody on the call will be able to reach out to anybody whose information is in the chat. So please feel free to put your name, the area that you cover in the chat. We're also going to do a quick breakout, a 5-minute breakout with about 3 people in each breakout room. And somebody will get lucky and be with our guests. And the goal of that is just to actually share something that maybe you did in your, in your own career that has given back to community or has created a value for your clients or for your agents or for yourself. So we'll do that in a moment. Who had the question?
Hi, I have 2 questions.
Go ahead.
So I'm a new agent, and I think I did well with my first transaction. But I feel like my weakness, thank you. I feel like my weakness is like negotiations. I have no experience with that. What book do you recommend that would teach me how to negotiate? And I don't want to say haggle, but just what's the best, where did you learn how to negotiate with the opposing agent?
I'll get the book. LaShawn's going to get the book of how she did it, where I learned how to negotiate was the streets. I just really, I feel that if you over communicate, that's the problem that people have in negotiations, is the breakdown of communication. I'm frustrated and I don't want to continue the conversation. Continue to talk. I believe the name of the book is
Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Yes, familiar with it.
Yeah.
And also get your Rennie certification. They're giving, NARA's giving a lot of those certs out free. With your RENE certification, that'll help you with your negotiation skills.
Yes.
REBNY or
RENE. A lot of boards are doing certs free, including like ours is giving that one out free right now. RENE. So check with your board and see if it's free.
Okay, thank you.
And there are some great classes that are held on negotiating as well, just so you know.
Yes.
Thank you. Secondly, I have an idea for a brand. But do you advise that I master real estate first before launching this brand?
What do you mean by brand?
Well, my understanding of brand is like when you have an idea for a company or in a logo. It's Onyx Star Realty, but I need to master real estate, I'm very new, so I need to learn the business. So I've noticed that a lot of agents not only work for EXP, but they have their own like company underneath EXP. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, absolutely. So what I advise my newer agents to do, and one good thing that becoming a realtor that you come into of starting your business is that your name is your business. Like people need to know you before they know EXP, before they know what brand you're representing. Your name is going to carry you in this business. So get the education. Team Peterson Jackson came about because I automatically knew LaShawn was going to be on this real estate journey with me, or we weren't going to do it. So I was just like, hey, your last name's Peterson, mine is Jackson. Let's do this. And then when we did get married, it was easy. Peterson and Jackson. We'll just keep it like it is, right? But the actual logo has been about 5 different things before it got to that one, and before we developed into what. So I would say don't put too much thought into it. Put all the thought in Priscilla, the realtor.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Thank you. And I want to say that I graduated from Western Michigan University, and I know about Detroit, and I'm so happy that you're making a difference, because when I went there as a New Yorker, I thought, dang, what's up? I graduated in 97. I just thought that the city was
It's such a
so,
difference. It's
and
so
I'm
you wouldn't
glad
know
they're
it
making a
now.
change.
You would not know it. You would come
Yeah.
back and be like, oh my God.
I
We
will go
turned
back one day.
we
You can
turned it
go
around.
visit their team.
Yeah.
So Cole, do we have time to break out or?
Yeah, we can definitely do a little breakout, and I would encourage everyone to just introduce yourself. It's an opportunity to build a referral partnership with someone from another market and just learn from, anyone else on the call. Maybe if there's something that you do in your community, like Tuana and Lesan do in theirs, sharing that with the people in your breakout room. If there isn't something that you can think of, like maybe just talking about what your biggest takeaway was from this call. So I'll just leave you with that. I'm going to break it out into 5 rooms. So there'll be about 3 people per room. I'll give you guys 5 minutes and then we'll come back here. And if there's any, leftover questions, we can dive into that.
Yeah, or an aha if you share something in the breakout.
Yes. Okay.
We're back.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, we're back.
Tuana, yeah.
Yep.
So was that helpful? Did people have some interesting ideas in the breakouts?
Yes.
Very helpful for me.
I got lucky. I was with Tuana. I said somebody's gonna get lucky. It was me. But I know that we were with Robin, and Robin asked some really great questions. We had some really good conversation about seniors and ways to do community-based things like ice cream socials or bingo. Bingo's a big thing these days, and Tuana mentioned that they're doing bingo. They're doing bingo in bars in New York. It's a big thing. So maybe there's an opportunity. Yeah, there might be an opportunity around bingo. Let's all us New Yorkers just reach out. We'll collaborate on a bingo event.
I love that.
Yeah, they did bingo with the seniors. They loved it.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's actually becoming popular with the young people too.
Yeah.
I've gone to some trivia nights around here, and I am just amazed at how many people show up to these trivia nights.
Yes.
It blows my mind. I mean, like people pack places out.
People are bored.
Yeah.
And people want to win.
And people want to win. Yes.
Yeah. And so the point of all this though is you do not have to create your own event.
No.
You just have to link into one and say, hey, I want to buy the round of drinks, or I want to buy. I know I did it with a networking group before where it was in a Mexican restaurant and we did the chips and the guac. And so we put chips and guac on all the tables, and our little, card flyer was right there.
I'm on Zoom, but what?
So I didn't have to actually organize the whole event. I just had to tag along.
Yeah. Just have to show up.
Yeah.
And you just want them to get your name out there. People will remember your name.
And sometimes you can do it so cheap. Like a lot of times.
Right.
People
chips
will
and
contact me
salsa, chip and guac was pretty cheap. It wasn't expensive. Yeah. So, you say the word sponsor, people will their ears perk up. You say, I want to sponsor something. Just be purposeful, make sure it's in the area that you want. I love the center of what was it when you said about the center
of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, because I struggle with that a little bit because I'm in Westchester County and I just don't know where I want to focus. There's so many different softball teams. There's so many different chambers of commerce, and I never know where to focus. So I got to take a second look at that because I love that answer. You just pick the center of it all, and that's where you went.
Pick the center.
Well,
anybody else have any comments before we jump off? Dennis, you've been a little quiet in the corner. Is that Dennis? I can't, you know what? Or Darius? By the way, when I'm on these calls, I need these.
Hello, I just came in a little late to the meeting.
Now I see it's Darius.
I caught the tail end of it.
I literally can't see anybody's name without my glasses.
I don't even try, Eva. I don't even try to read without my glasses. I know I can't see. So glasses and eyelashes, you can forget about it.
So Darius, quick, where are you from since I singled you out?
I'm from Michigan, so I'm a local realtor in Michigan. I work for Team Peterson Jackson, so I'm with Toana
Cool.
and Lesan. And I'm a new agent, been doing about 2 months now. And we have very good training and resources, so that's been very helpful for me to start my career.
Excellent. Yeah, it's all about community, right? Whether it be the real
Yes.
estate community or the community you live in, or the
Yes.
community of EXP or other brokerages as well. These calls are always agent and broker agnostic. So I don't know where everybody's from, but we definitely hope you enjoyed this particular mastermind. We hope that we'll see you on future ones. We want to say thank you so much to our guests. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Invite, Eva.
Thank you. And if you need some more information, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to answer any questions that you may have or think of, or if anything that we said resonated with you and you want to learn how to do it in the future, we love to share. So let us know.
Thank you. And Colby will send out like a feedback, the recording of the call, and information to everybody who's attended. And plus, what is our next topic? Paul?
Yeah, our next topic is on June 10th, and it's on how to rank higher on Google. So we're bringing on a Google SEO expert. This is something that we're implementing in our business right now. So if it's something that you're interested in, definitely come check it out. The follow-up email will include, like my mom said, the recording to this call, the chat, so everyone can, reach out to anyone who is here participating. It'll have the RSVP link for the next call, and I'll include Tuana and Lesan's information so you can reach out if you have any questions.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Bye,
Thank you so much.
I learned so much. Thank you so much.